Hi, I'm Mark and welcome to Mark, my astrology channel. If you're a subscriber, then thank you very much. If not, I'd appreciate if you wouldn't mind hitting the button at the end of the video. We start the month with a new moon. Now this is the start of spring, it's the start of the astrological year, so it's a time now for you to start some new things, new beginnings. Have a sense of adventure about you. Be spontaneous, use the Aries initiative to push yourself forward. With this new moon, it's not only in Aries but it's also in the third house. It's a time to learn, maybe a good time to start a course or to embark on some form of learning. And it's also great for communication. We have the new moon conjunct Mercury. This is the house of Mercury, the third house. So this is fantastic for communication. So this is a good time to get all your emails, your letters or any forms filled in, and generally have a busy week or so to catch up with all the tasks that maybe you've left behind. And then the other thing we have is Chiron conjunct this new moon. So this will allow you to overcome any past hurts, any past wounds, and to go forward now with confidence against any adversity and overcome any fears. There are other aspects going on the 1st. Saturn is very active. There's a conjunction with Juno, and this is always a time of making a firm commitment for the future, long-term commitment. With Saturn in your 1st house, it's a commitment to yourself. Maybe you're going to tell yourself that you're going to change in some way and you're going to commit to that change. We also have Saturn making a T-square to the moon's nose. This means he squares both nose, and these are across the 4th and the 10th house. So this is to do with home and work, or your career, or your public standing. So you need to balance these two. Saturn is there to, in your 1st house, to take charge, so to speak. He wants to get you organised, he wants to get you on the right track. And one of the things you need to do is to balance that work-home life. Now the other aspect is from Neptune. Neptune's in your 2nd house. This is to the North Node in that 4th house of the home. So it's now time with Neptune to maybe give the home a makeover. Make it a beautiful, more spiritual place to live. And also with Neptune in the 2nd, you may be erring more towards the spiritual side rather than the materialistic side. Maybe possessions aren't giving you the fulfillment that you once thought they would. So maybe you need to look at other things now to gain the desired fulfillment. Of a potentially tricky day on the 4th as Mars bears down on Saturn and makes a conjunction. Now Mars is all fired up from this new moon in Aries and he wants to get on and do things, but Saturn's trying to take time, trying to process things slowly and have some kind of structure and organisation in. So there could be a bit of tension between these two. So part of you wants to get ahead and the other part is saying no, let's slow down. So there may be irritations and frustrations with what's going on, so you need to make sure you channel your energy positively. Now, this is only going to last for a day or two, but there's also another aspect on the same day, the 4th, which is very positive. This is an aspect from Jupiter to the moon's nose. These are positive aspects, sextile and a trine to the 4th and 10th house. So this is fantastic for your opportunities where career and home are involved, and it's also with your finances. Jupiter's in that 2nd house, so there could be a door opening here that will allow you to increase your financial status or your public status or the area of your home. So look out for any opportunities in any of these areas, and this will be going on for 8 days. On the 7th we have our major astrological event of the year. This is the conjunction between Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces, and they both have a vested interest in Pisces as Neptune is the ruler and Jupiter is the co-ruler. So this is going to be fantastic. This doesn't happen very often. The last time it happened was in 1856. And this was a fantastic year though. We had no fewer than 4 Nobel Prize winners born that year. We also have other fantastic names in history like Tesla, George Bernard Shaw, Sigmund Freud, all changed the way we think about things. Now with this aspect, there's going to be a cultural revolution. Over the past couple of years we've had a lot of uprisings and a lot of protests, which could really potentially have turned quite violent. But with this aspect, it's more of a quiet cultural revolution. There's going to be big changes in the arts and also with the spiritual side of this aspect. There's going to be a lot of healing that can take place from the past pandemic and everything. But this is happening in your second house. This is the house of finances. So really, this is an ideal time, if you're a creative type, that you'll be able to make fantastic money out of your creative ideas. And this is a time to really push ahead with any new ideas that you have, and just see what happens. You never know. This aspect also is very good for all forms of art. It's film, television, dance, anything that uses the imagination will be fired up with this. And Jupiter, the planet of opportunities, will expand that imagination. Jupiter expands everything it comes in contact with. And with these two together, there's no doubt a host of fantastic things that can come out of this. Between the 7th and the 10th, Mercury, remember, is in that third house, which is the house he rules. He's going to have a ball because he makes 4 aspects very quickly before he moves off into the 4th house. Now, you need to make the most of this time, because this is a time when you can work double speed. Your mental faculties will be second to none, and you'll be able to multitask and do several things at once with these Mercury abilities running amok. But you need to keep concentration, obviously, and also you need to keep an open mind. And don't try and, because you're going fast and probably faster than other people, you can't ride roughshod over them. You need to expect that they need explanations, and they need to know exactly what you're doing. On the 12th we have another good aspect, because the Sun makes a positive aspect to Saturn in that first house. This is a day when you can get really organised. This is a day when you can put structure into your life, so that things will be a lot better and run a lot smoother going forward. Then on the 14th we have Mars making an aspect to the black moon Lilith. Now this isn't a good day, because both these planets are at 29 degrees. It means they're anoretic, they're weak, they're a little bit lost, they can't wait to get into the next sign and next house. So they're not functioning as they would normally. So it's not a good day to make any important decisions. On the 16th we have a full moon. The full moon's in Libra at 26 degrees. Now classically this was a critical degree, which means this will give intense power and energy to the full moon. Now, being in your 9th house, it means that there's a change now, because there's been a lot of emphasis around that 3rd house, for using your mind, getting organised, doing lots of things. But now the attention changes because of this 9th house full moon. And you may feel a little bit lacking, you know, you may think, oh wow, I've been doing so much of this mundane work, I need a break. So maybe it's time to take a break, maybe look into something different. Maybe take some time to have a little adventure, or to even plan something in the future, just to give you something to take your mind off all that's been going on. With the 9th house, this also brings your beliefs into action. So there could be a time now over the next week or so when your beliefs are challenged, or maybe you need to re-examine your beliefs and maybe update them. And with Libra, it's all about balance. So look at things in a balanced light. Look at both sides of any argument that come into play with this full moon. And it is a full moon where your heart will be on your sleeve. There'll be a lot of emotions, so just be careful about any challenges you have to believe. Don't necessarily have to defend them, but you do need to accept that other people do have a viewpoint as well. On the 17th it could be quite an exciting day, because Mercury makes a conjunction with Uranus, and this always sets the mind alight. Great ideas could be coming through, and it's good to keep your mind active on this day. So maybe a time to play games with friends or family, just so your mind is stimulated. Also Venus makes a positive aspect of this conjunction, so it brings the artistic, creative side into this as well. And then on the following day we have another one of those aspects where it's probably not a good idea to make any important decisions. The Sun, who's also now at 29 degrees and is anaretic, makes an aspect to Pluto, square aspect, but Pluto's almost reaching that 29 degree as well. So they're both weakened, and it's not a good day to make a decision because you may not be clear about things. On the 20th we have the Sun now moving into Taurus, making a positive aspect to the Black Moon Earth in Cancer. Now this is your 6th house. So you may come across many people within your daily routines and at work, and your magnetism and your charm will allow you to get your way where possible. But you need to be honest, because with the Black Moon in this position, people will easily see through you. On the 21st we have Juno moving into Pisces. And this is a sign where Juno will be quite dreamy and quite relaxed about things, and will want to prosper within relationships. But this is in your 2nd house, so the balance of power could be upset within relationships due to finances. So if you need to have discussions about finances, you need to make sure you're in the real world and not in that dreamy state, and not be making any personal sacrifices where maybe later on you'll think, wish I hadn't done that. Between the 23rd and the 27th we have 2 separate conjunctions that are actually in sextile to each other, so this is very beneficial. We have Venus and Neptune, which is a fantastic conjunction. It brings out the best in Venus, the artistic, creative, imaginative side of things. And then on the other conjunction we have Mercury making a conjunction with the Moon's North Node. So this again is a fantastic conjunction because this can open doors. You can receive messages through Mercury from the North Node telling you which direction you need to be moving in. So these two together are sextiling each other, so this again is fantastic. So this could open doors. Someone could come into your life at this point. Don't forget your career, your public standing, and also highlighted, and the home area. So also your finances. Venus is in that 2nd house of finances, and this is her house. This is the place where she enjoys herself most, so this could be beneficial for you on the financial side as well. So this is really a fantastic opportunity here, so don't miss up any chances that occur. And then also on the 29th we have another brilliant aspect. This is between Jupiter and Pluto. Again, Jupiter is in that 2nd house of finances, so things are really looking up. And this is where a mini rebirth or transformation could take place. Pluto's in that 12th house of the unconscious, so you may not even realise that things happen, but things will happen very, very smoothly, very, very easily. And you may, after a few weeks, this lasts for 8 days, after a few weeks you might think, wow, so much has changed in a short space of time. On the 30th we have our 2nd new moon of the month. Now this has no astrological significance because it's in a different sign. This one is in Taurus and it's in your 4th house. But in days gone by the pagans used to call this the Black Moon and thought it was brilliant for casting spells and performing rituals. Now this new moon is also a partial solar eclipse, and it's part of the Saros 6 North series, which is renowned for highlighting relationships with authority figures, and for you this could be a parental figure. It's in your 4th house, and it's also about taking control of a situation, sometimes because someone else is unable to fulfill their role, so that you would have to take over and put yourself in charge of the situation. Now with this being in Taurus, it's a time to be quite bullish. It's a time to, as you say, take the bull by the horns and drive things forward. It's a time of activity. The 4th house is a cardinal house. It's a house of action. So it's time to take action. And no more so than in your future, because the 4th house is also about planning for your future, setting out your goals so that you can fulfill them at a later date, but you need to be very clear and concise about what it is you want. Now, the new moon is also conjunct Uranus, so you need to expect the unexpected. Anything could happen with this new moon. Eclipses are wild cards as it is, but with Uranus being there conjunct, it certainly is going to be very unpredictable. Thank you for watching the April review. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more, please subscribe, and if you'd like to leave me a comment, I'd love to hear from you.